All right. Gene, we've all been shouting and not letting you speak. We might as well be the Taliban.
I was beginning to think I needed to bring
exactly.
a gag.
This is as bad as it is.
Put that hair over your face.
In Kabul. So, and you are the one you lived 23 years, you said?
I've been in the Middle East for 23 years, 12 in Saudi Arabia. I can speak on that really well.
Well, tell us. I mean, I said the other night, I said twice on this show, Saudi Arabia is the center of Islam, and twice people from the Middle East
people denied it, and I was laying in bed at home saying, "You're kidding." I can't believe you're saying that.
Of course, it isn't centered. You know how it's a percentage?
It's not the center?
It is the center of Islam.
It isn't.
Most certainly is.
There is a holy...
Mecca and Medina, it most certainly is the center. Where do you face when you pray?
I don't pray. The holy sites... I hate to disappoint you.
Yeah.
Because you stereotype. You think all Muslims pray 24 hours a day, right?
No, 5 times a day. That's okay. We're not making fun of it. We're just saying you face Saudi Arabia.
The ones who pray face Mecca, not the government of Saudi Arabia, which came out in the century.
We said Saudi Arabia.
The population of Saudi Arabia is less than 1% of all world's Muslim. In addition to that, the government of Saudi Arabia is one of the most sexist, misogynist, exclusivist country in the world, and have only lasted because of your government's support for it. And let me tell you this, it is more detested among Arabs and Muslims than by non-Arabs and non-Muslims.
It is now.
And if you want to help,
not in 1978, Assad
Arabs and Muslims, you will, instead of the propaganda war you're now hiring highly paid consultants for, you would help the Arabs to fight the war for democracy against the royal family, many of the members of which have surreptitiously supported bin Laden and his government.
Have you lived in Saudi?
Who would take over if the Saudi royal family fell?
Have you lived there? I want to know if you lived there.
Let her talk about Saudi.
Have you lived in Saudi?
The answer is no.
Have you visited Saudi?
The answer is no.
Okay, I was there for 12 years. I lived in a Saudi neighborhood. I knew the people for the royal family all the way down to the Bedouin. And I'm telling you that up until 1990, the people in Saudi Arabia did not mind their government. There was the go-go years.
No,
I knew them. I talked to them on a daily basis.
I have to say something.
All the Saudi people.
It doesn't matter if he lived there or not, because he's lived in America, and I think he's misrepresenting America too.
So he doesn't know about the real Saudi. I'm telling you, I do.
I'm saying it doesn't matter that he lived there.
Now today, they hate their government. They did not hate it in 1990.
And why is that, Gene?
Because after the war was over and the soldiers remained, it wasn't just that. It was the fact the money ran out. So the Saudis did not want, the government did not want them mad at them. So they blamed it on us and said they charged us too much to come here and protect us. And you can't have any more money. You can't have any more infrastructure. You can't have any more loans without interest. You can't have these things. And then all the people, when it hits their pocket, suddenly they weren't happy. I was in Kuwait. Same thing happened there. The emir came back. They were all mad, ready to have the vote. I was right there with the celebrations. He handed them $100,000 for each Kuwaiti male who stayed during the war. And they never said another word.
Basically, their dot-com bubble burst.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Our soldiers, first, are we forgetting why our soldiers were there to begin with? To save their butts.
Please. We're there to guard our oil. So let's not...
And in the process. But what would happen? Let us say that the royal family fell. What's going to happen? Who's going to take over? Wilsonian Democrats? Or somebody like the Taliban?
One second. Look at the stereotypes that you're mouthing off. You think that are only interested in that aboard are the polygamous royal family and the bin Ladens? There are no other people who want...
In fact, I have more faith in them than you. Like I was saying, you've got a city like Cairo of, what, 8-10 million people, 100 demonstrate, there's all the cameras, and everybody says, oh, they hate us, the Arab street's going to erupt. We have seen no eruptions in the Arab street against the U.S.
You just don't read about it in the New York Times. I read about it in the Arabic press on a daily basis. People are very unhappy about the war, and they are not unhappy because, as you're told, they are sympathetic to bin Laden. Everybody thinks bin Laden is a kooky terrorist, which he is.
Well,
people are unhappy because they feel you are punishing the wrong people. If this war is targeted against the perpetrators of terrorism, nobody will have a problem with it. Innocent civilians are being killed on a daily basis. If everyone
in the Muslim world thinks bin Laden is a kooky terrorist, our press has done a magnificent job of finding those few people who describe him as a hero to them.
They look for them. You know what I can add?
I talked to 10 Saudi Arabians within the last 2 or 3 days. And do you know, every one of them, why are you so rude? I thought you were such a nice guy.
I'm not.
Why was it that everyone that I talked to said to me on the phone, they said, we're so sad because they're going to kill bin Laden. And these were middle-class
Why did they stop traffic and get on their cell phones and honk their horn on September 11th when the thing happened?
Why hasn't he been turned over? I mean, if that man...
He's hiding in caves. People, Arabs, are not roaming around the caves of Afghanistan. Afghanistan is not an Arab country. America cannot find him. You want the Arabs to go and look for him for you?
Yeah, that would help too.
Maybe
that would help. Yes, of course. They know the language.
I think Bush asked them to.
Okay.
Wait. No. Stop. Bush has appealed to them. Please help us find this man. I think a lot of bombs would stop if they did turn over bin Laden. Am I
not
wrong?
a single one word.
Yes, you are. Let me tell you something. The Arabs are not Afghans. Not all Muslims are alike. Right. Some speak other languages than others. Arabs don't know Afghanistan. They've never been there.
I know that.
In addition,
I speak of the Middle East, I guess, as...
You lump them all together as all prejudiced people, too.
But in Afghanistan, even those mullahs apparently respond to mullah, because that's the way we get them to switch sides and report on each other. So they're not as pure as you would have us believe.
Who?
The people there in Afghanistan.
What do you mean pure? What does that mean?
Pure. I mean, the way we're apparently getting our information is by bribing people. So it's not all about Allah.
Of course it's not.
A lot of it is about mullah.
Hypocrisy prevails. Hypocrisy, I mean, surprise, hypocrisy prevails. Not only in churches, synagogues, and also in mosques. Of course. That's the case universally. I mean, I don't have to rehash stories from American church stories. In addition to that, whatever sympathy there may exist amongst some reckless youth in the Middle East for bin Laden, it is not for what he stands. He's an opportunist who's capitalizing on public anger. It is because people are so angry at the United States, not because of shopping malls, and not because it's free. Canada and Sweden are free, by the way. I hate to surprise you. They are angry at the United States for what is really happening in the Middle East, the death of innocent people in Iraq. How many Americans know that yesterday Iraq was bombed? Saddam Hussein, I want to tell you, is alive and well. He's well-fed and well-dressed. Who are the sanctions hurting? The innocent people. These are innocent
sanctions, I agree with you.
You're right.
Can I ask you this? Have you been...
You have to wait for the commercial.
Okay.